Breaking news today. Putin has taken some criticism for using combat dolphins in the Ukraine conflict. Putin has come under fire for lining up combat dolphins to act as guard dogs in his war in Ukraine. An animal rights group told the Daily Star that innocent creatures shouldn't be used as cannon fodder. According to a previous report by the Daily Star, satellite images obtained earlier this week show marine animals being held in sea pens close to where Ukrainian special forces have made incursions near the Crimean Peninsula. The dolphin deployment to Novuzern, with Putin putting them in harm's way, may indicate they are seen as militarily useful, according to an unidentified source. However, animal rights organization PETA has labeled the dolphins cannon fodder for being prepared for war. Animals Don't Wage Wars, Elisa Allen, the group's vice president of programs, told the Daily Star. To use them as involuntary cannon fodder is despicable. These wild marine mammals would have been starved and trained to act against their nature by their human captors, who would use them to plant bombs, attack people, and commit other acts of violence and destruction. Putin and other warmongers should feel shame for forcing animals to participate in dangerous and cruel missions for a war in which they had no choice. The use of dolphins by the Russian military goes back to the 20th century. The number of creatures trained at the Sevastopol naval base in Crimea to serve in the nation's underwater army has doubled this year as the conflict with Ukraine continues. Russia isn't the only country to train dolphins for military purposes. The United States and China have also begun using dolphins for underwater mine detection and as guard dogs to ward off potential attackers. The United States Navy and the Swedish Navy were the first to implement this strategy in the early 1960s, but the Soviet Union quickly followed suit. After the fall of the Soviet Union at the turn of the century, Ukraine took over the entire combat dolphin program, but Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, retaking control of the dolphins' primary base. It is well documented that in 2016, the Russian Navy acquired several new bottlenose dolphins. The number of dolphin pens in Sevastopol has increased from 4 to 7 in recent months, according to evidence obtained by Naval News. Russia has stationed missile corvettes, landing craft, and some support vessels including a submarine support ship at the former Soviet submarine base of Novuzern. Reportedly, it is now also home to a large pod of dolphins. Every day of the week, I share my thoughts on the state of the grain market on Twitter and Facebook. I find it interesting to try to analyze the events of a day or the shows I plan to watch in the coming week. This week, a farmer said in response to one of my posts that he believes market people to be even less reliable at predicting the future than meteorologists. He probably thought I would take it as an insult or strongly disagree, but he is not wrong.